This chat is going to be about the great brain drain that nobody ever talks about. And what do I mean by that? It's about the economics. The great brain drain that people don't really talk about is the the brain drain of the parents who have children with special needs, specific needs, um, people of determination, whatever label you want to put on it, and whatever's fitting for the country or whatever's suitable. Basically, um, what you've got, and this comes from like a lived experience as much as anything else. What you've got is you've got parents who've children who've got special needs, specific needs, people of determination. And what you've got is if the children can't access good quality education, that on a very regular basis, that impedes the ability of a parent or parents potentially to seek and find employment. And what do I mean about the great brain drain? Well, this is very, very personal. And this is a personal story. And I'm also going to get some, I'm just producing some numbers in terms of globally, just for kids with special needs, specific needs. Right. So back in 2012, our daughter, if you've been watching this channel, got a brain tumor. And it was very unexpected. It was a whole misdiagnosis thing. Critically, though, at that same period of time, the co-founder of We Can Access, Emma, was actually was working, but she was looking to go back into the full-time workspace and workplace um, after having the kids. Our daughter Addie got diagnosed with a brain tumor, but at roughly the same time, and I'm talking about with a matter of days. Emma was due to start a full-time job as I believe of head of or overseeing head sustainable education in the southeast of England. Pardon me for the time; it was 12 years ago, and we've had a lot going on. Now, the great brain drain. Well, Emma has got a master's in international development. She was, for a period of time, I believe, the head of sustainability at the Corporation of London, which is the essentially, I believe, it oversees like the financial district of London, and it's in charge and it manages a lot of properties and land. If you want to look up Epping Forest in England, they also manage that. There's a place called the Guildhall. I believe they own that. So they own and manage a lot of estates or properties. They've got an amazing, as an aside, they've got an amazing museum there as well. Now, critically, Emma had been working in the field for, I think at the time, 18, a good 18 years, high level of professional knowledge and experience. And she got taken out of the workplace because of our daughter, because we had to care for our daughter. Addie was critically ill. I also stopped working as well. I was a teacher at the time, so went on sick leave. Then I basically just chose not to work while our daughter was going through treatment. Now, what happened was that still Addie was had ongoing specific needs, special needs. You'll be aware if you watch this channel. Addie's also hearing impaired. She's deaf. And we've had to battle the whole system. Now, where does it come down to the great brain drain? One of us, Emma or I, had to take the hit from a career perspective. I was a teacher. There was greater flexibility and opportunities in terms of choice of jobs. So I could find jobs closer. I could do supply work and other bits and pieces. I could also do some tutoring, which I chose not to. So Emma got taken out of the job market. Now, what that meant, but it wasn't just that Emma got taken out of the job market because of the challenges that we had and have had ongoing within requiring support for our daughter. It's that knowledge got taken out of the system, and it takes years and years and years to build up that knowledge base that Emma had. And Emma simply represents one of many people. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip to, I'm just going to look on, there's a website called UNICEF, USA.org. And I did a quick little search on how many people with special needs or disabilities are there in the world. And according to the website, as of the time of recording today, it says children with disabilities are one of the most excluded and marginalized groups, often face multiple challenges in realizing their human rights. There are 240 million children living with disabilities in the world. Half of them are out of school. Many are invisible, hidden by their families, and abandoned by governments. That means that, again, you have the brain drain. If those children are not in school or in a place where they can maximize their potential, in an environment where they can develop their skills and they're looked after and they're nurtured, that is essentially taking people out of the job market, the parents. And critically, from a woman's perspective, just from, again, this is from personal perspective, that impacts people's financial ability to put money aside for pensions. That puts money aside for for a disposable income and other elements to do with money. And it's that level of independence. Also, just to add to this, there are a huge amount of breakdowns within marriages when people have got children with special needs, people of determination. So that takes a further level of money away from predominantly women, to be honest about it. Now, I've just done some rough numbers, literally on a post-it note, just a few calculations. Let's say on average, out of those 240 million children, the family has 10 children with special needs. That is 240 million parents or families that might have challenges within employment. Now, the chances of a family having 10 children with special needs or specific needs, I would say, is exceptionally rare. So I chose to do, what about if the family had on average 3 kids? That's 80 million parents who are potentially out, who might not be employed, or their skill set might not be utilized within the workplace. Again, the brain drain. Let's say, and then, like, I'm going to pick England, for example. In England, according to a website that is, let's see if I can find the website. Yeah, there you go. It's commonslibrary.parliament.uk. On their website, there are around 1.7 million school pupils in England with identified SEN. That's in England, not in the United Kingdom, that's in England. 18% of all pupils. Of these pupils identified with SEN, about 1.2 million receive SEN support, and around 0.5 have educational healthcare plans. But there are actually there are hundreds of thousands of children who actually aren't in the education system because of their systemic failures getting the right place, or there are delays. So again, did a rough calculation. That is on average, if you take on average, the people have 3 kids, that's 566,666 families with children with special needs. If those children they may be in school, that 1.7, but actually, is the school provision there? Is it supporting it? Is it enabling the people, the parents, to work? Or are they having to battle the system? Are they having to fight and do a lot of bureaucracy? Because if the school is not in place, and last year our daughter was in school, in quotes, but actually, because a number of challenges, our daughter basically barely went to school. So although she was on the school system, and this not-for-profit school was actually earning money from the local authority, and they were charging them £45,000 a year, actually, due to the challenges that we had with the school and the school environment not being right, actually, again, Emma couldn't work, and she was a carer because of the challenges that we had. So child actually registered in school, appearing to be on the school system, but really not going to school. So again, I come back to the figure. That's potentially rough figures, but very, very rough, 566,666 parents, families that might not necessarily be able to access work or employment because of the challenges that they have with the system and their children. A brain drain. I looked at the numbers in the States roughly, and there's a website called nces.ed.gov. And again, numbers that they've got put up is in 2022-23, the number of students aged 3 to 21 who received special educational needs or related services under the Individuals with Disabilities Act, IDEA, was 7.5 million, or the equivalent of 15%. So actually, if I go back to the UK website, actually it's lower in the States. Depends how they look at the numbers. But again, what you got to bear in mind, and so again, I did it on average of, I know I didn't do the calculation. I will do the calculation now. Let's pull it up. Calculate. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to put in, let's have a look. Sorry, that's my bad. 7, let's see. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. 7.5 million divided by 3 gives 2.5 million families. Yeah, that's potentially 2.5 million families that struggle with employment, accessing employment. They have skills. They might have a massive amount of skill set. They can contribute to the economy, but actually there might not be the jobs around or the level of flexibility. So where am I going with the great brain drain of the system? Essentially, this is a call to action. This is a call to action to the different stakeholders, to the governments. This is a call to action to the education systems, to the educational authorities. This is a call to action to the schools. This is a call to action to the employers. Please bear in mind that you have a tremendous potential workforce, many of whom are highly skilled. And the reason why they have to be highly skilled is because actually, if you've got a child with special needs, specific needs, you have to have knowledge, you have to have understanding, you've got to have a hidden skill set that people don't even see. Time management, financial management, communication, a tremendous amount of skill set. And these people might not be putting this stuff on their CVs. The call to action is, number one, governments do more to support parents of children with special needs to access employment. I'm not talking about force them to employment, because trust me, as a community, we are exhausted. Physically, we wake up tired. We've got battles. It's ongoing. So don't force us to be employed, because trust me, we are as a community, we are essentially not costing or saving governments a tremendous amount of money. Number two, to schools, ensure that you maximize the potential of the children, ensure that systems are in place that actually ensure and enable the children while they are in the school system. Yes, you've got your targets. Yes, you've got government targets and everything else. But think about the child and think about the parents, because ultimately we as a community and they as a community have many, many battles. And we want our children to maximize their potential so that when they come home to us, we can have a positive experience and we don't have to deal with meltdowns and a lot of other consequences. Enable us. You create an environment where the children can thrive and stay in education and maximize their potential. And to employers, look at people's CVs, look at their skill set, and actually it might be worth exploring if the parents have got children with special needs or disabilities. This also, by the way, I forgot to include, it impacts the siblings as well. So you've got the drain on the siblings. That'll be another topic that I'll cover in the next few days. So actually, don't look negatively upon parents of children with special needs. Don't look at them. They've got a vast skill set. Yes, we as a community have got multiple responsibilities. Yes, we've got to go to hospital appointments and doctor's appointments, but actually we're really, really good at time management and pretty good at budgeting as well, to be honest about it. We're good at communication. And that's just the basic skills that we as parents have to support our children with special specific needs. Then if you look at the actual wider skill set the person actually has as they've developed through their lifetime, actually, I would argue that employing parents with children with special needs and specific needs can contribute immensely to organizations because they've got a depth of knowledge that you might not realize. They might be able to support you and enable you to access markets and potential customers you might not even realize due to the insights that they actually have. So the call to action ultimately is don't drain the system of the phenomenal brains of parents of children with special needs, because we as a community can contribute massively to the economy given the right situation and circumstances, and enable us, when we are ready, when we have the facility to work, create that situation. Because actually, we can support the economy, we can help grow the economy, we can help grow businesses when we are nurtured. Thank you so much. If you found anything of this useful, like, subscribe, and comment. Take care. Have a lovely day. I'm going to produce another one of these videos. The follow-on to this video will be about the great brain drain on the siblings, because that's one thing that isn't spoken about. Thank you so much. Take care.